What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with another episode of Moesha, Season 1, Episode 12, The Ditch Party. First of all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Make sure you guys are liking all the videos so we can stay in the algorithm of things. And welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome. Listen, y'all, I am 10 away from 300. I want to go from 300 to 500. I know that's such a huge jump, but just tell everybody about me. Share it. Just put the word out there that your girl just trying to. Okay. Anyway, so Moesha starts. We find out that she's on the newspaper staff. She wants to be selected for this internship. She's in competition with Gabriella. And so now she wants to butter up to D. She wants to butter up to D so she can be selected for the internship. So in this intro, Gabriella handed D the paper, her article, and D actually liked it. So then Moesha steps in, handed the article, and y'all know she put on that baby voice and was like, "See you at home, mom." Girl, you don't even like D like that. Why are you trying to use this lady? First of all, y'all know I do not like the way Moesha treats D. D is such a nice lady. So the episode starts with everybody in the kitchen. Of course, Moesha came downstairs early so she could cook breakfast. She's trying to butter D up to be selected for this internship. Miles is doing a video on the person who he selected as his hero. He selected flat top for his classroom assignment. I'm sorry I lied, Martin. I just didn't want to go to Arizona. Over at the den, she's trying to come up with a story, a big story, so she can so she can submit it so she can get selected for this internship. So in walks fake ass Hotep ass Ohaji, and apparently he's dating Gabriella. Keep in mind that Gabriella is the one who's sharing that locker with Moesha as well and still competing for this internship. So fake ass Hotep ass Ohaji is he wants to throw a ditch party. So apparently he's going to throw this ditch party at Hakeem's house. So I'm always finding every time we see him, he's always trying to figure out a way to make Moesha jealous. The girl don't like you no more, okay? I don't know. He just anyway. Moesha, they tell Moesha, "You're not gonna come. You gonna be in school," because we know Moesha ain't gonna do all of that. She gonna always do what she thinks is the right thing, unless it benefits her. So Moesha tells Kim that she will write when she get to the party, everybody's very, like, "Oh, okay, we shocked. You're here. Okay." So, Kim, of course, was like, "What you doing here at the party?" Y'all know Kim get on my nerves. Yeah, I love Kim, but she get on my nerves sometimes. So, Moesha tells Kim, "Don't say nothing." Why would you do that? Niecy and Kim they talk too much. So she whispers to Kim and tell her, "I'm writing an article about the ditch party." So Kim was like, "I'm out of here. Bye." And so before she left, Niecy was like, whoa, where you going? Kim was like, "I'm going back to school." And so Niecy was like, "Why?" So she whispered to Kim and told her Moesha was here to write about the ditch party. And Niecy was like, "What?" And Kim said it loud. She said, "Moesha's here trying to write a story about the ditch party." It's like, Kim, really? And so the next day, before that, everybody runs out of the ditch party and make their way back to school. So the next day, D asks Mo to come see her. And she talks to Mo about the article because she had the vice principal read the article to see which one that the vice principal liked. So the vice principal was honed in on this ditch party. And now the vice principal want to know who was at the ditch party, who orchestrated the ditch party, and if we don't find out who, what, why, and where, Moesha's gonna get suspended. So Moesha was mad. She was like, well, she was trying to convince, I guess, D not to suspend her. So out of all of that, she asked D who got selected for the intern. I'm like, girl, are you okay? Like, do you hear yourself? You finna get suspended and you think you finna be selected for this intern? By default, it went to Gabriella. So that's what D told her. The internship went to Gabriella. So of course she mad. So they get home, everybody at the dinner table, of course. D tells Frank about Moesha writing an article about the ditch party. And I've noticed when D and Moesha get into it, the first thing he says is, what happened, Pumpkin? Or what happened, Moesha? He never asked D what happened. He always asked Moesha what happened. It almost feels like what they call it, codependency. A little bit. I don't know. So Flat Top found out that not only did she write about the ditch party, but she was at the ditch party, and if she doesn't tell who, what, when, why, how, she's gonna get suspended. So Frank was mad. Frank was upset. And Mo get up out of her chair, goes to her room. Before she goes to her room, she tells D, if you wanted to, you could take care of this. I was like, the way I would have knocked her between the washer and the dryer, because who you talking to? You went to the dish party. You wrote the article. Nobody didn't ask you to write the article. She told you to write a good article. She didn't tell you to write the article about the dish party. But you thought you were smarter than everybody else, and you wanted to beat Gabriella so bad, girl. So this falls all on your back. This don't have nothing to do with D. That lady just doing her job, and that's all I would do is my job. Anyway, Flat Top is looking at D, and D, I guess she felt like, why you looking at me like that? Because you want me to go easy on Moesha because she's my stepdaughter. And Flat Top gets up. He didn't say whether or not he wanted her to, but he did say, Moesha just gonna have to learn on her own. And that's just that on that. Okay? Because nobody didn't tell her to do all of that. She wanted to do that. She's just gonna have to learn her little lesson. It is what it is. So Moesha walks into the den. She sits at Andel's bar, at the den, and sit at the bar. Everybody move away from her, and she asks Andel for some advice. I will say this. First of all, I did not know Andel's. I knew it was a hangout spot, but I didn't know it was for healthy food. And I found that out in the next episode. She served healthy food. I didn't pay attention to it. I really didn't. So Kim, Niecy, Hakeem walk into the den, and they sit next to Mo. They asking her, hey, are you okay? This. So Kim was like, flat out, you gonna write on us or what? And so they was like, Kim, first of all, y'all know Kim don't have no coup, and she said the things that y'all want to say. That's why I like Kim. So, fake ass Ohaji and Gabriella walk in. And so, her beef is with Gabriella. So, this means if she let them know who was all at the, at the party, Gabriella gets suspended and she loses that internship. And so, Moesha was like, yeah, that sounds about right. I was like, girl, now you wrong for that. Like, you was there just like everybody else. It don't matter if you was there to scoop out. You wasn't supposed to be there anyway. You could have found another story, but you chose to go. And so now you low key want to throw this lady under the bus because you mad because she got selected and you didn't. So Ohaji was cool with Moesha throwing Gabriella under the bus, and Gabriella then found out that Ohaji was a nigga. Okay? Anyway, Moesha decides to go to D because everybody start to get into it. Tension is high. And Moesha decided, you know, I'm not going to give out no names. So she got suspended, of course. And she got suspended. And not only is she suspended, she grounded. And she have to do hard labor at her house. And this is where the episode ended. Moesha has stressed me out in season 1. She's not a bad kid. I'm going to sum it up in my last episode. But we just going to go from... We're going to go from there. I will come to y'all with the next episode shortly. Bye.